to the Sasha Daygame Podcast with sexy Sasha and sexy Isabelle.
I thought you were going to say it with the piggies.
Oh.
Do it with the piggies. Do it again with the
I
piggies.
thought the piggies is just between us.
Well, you know we're going to call each other piggy during the podcast anyway, so.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Okay. Welcome to the Sasha Daygame Podcast with the sexy piggy Sasha and Isabelle.
There was English grammatical error there because you referred to us both as the one and the same sexy piggy, but that's fine. We'll let it go. Hey everybody, we're in Thailand. It's very exciting. We've been in Thailand for 2 months now, and we just can't get enough of Thailand. We want to stay in Thailand forever, don't we, Piggy?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
No.
Well, not forever.
No, I think we are hitting almost the spot in which I'm kind of had too much of Thailand. I reached the spot right before we got to Koh Phangan, on which I couldn't see Thai food anymore, and I was tired of it. And no coconut, no curries, no anything like that. Yeah.
Piggy, I think you're just missing the German organization. You're just like, things aren't working as smoothly here. Fuck this.
That's true, but I'm getting used to it.
Mm-hmm. Well, yesterday, just to sum up like what Thailand is, basically, it's not Germany. But seriously, that's kind of accurate. Yesterday, we were in a car with the monk, who you guys will meet later. And we were in a car. So basically, we're in a car. There's no seatbelts. We're driving around this crazy mountain road, and
it goes up and down crazy.
Goes up and down all crazy. And the best part is he's letting his 9-year-old girl basically drive the car. And we're like driving around with this kid. And I'm just like, can you just imagine like what would happen in any other country if you let like a 9-year-old drive the steering wheel? It's not even like you get a warning. You just go right to jail. You would just be arrested and taken away. And everyone would be like, yeah, he let a kid drive a car. He's crazy. And that's it. They just throw away the key. And here it's like totally fine. Even if you got pulled over by the police, they'd just be like, what are you doing? You'd be like, oh, I'm just letting the kid drive. And they'd be like, all right, just give us some money. And you'd pay them a bit of money. And they'd leave you alone. That'd be it. So it really is the land of like, do whatever the fuck you want. It's pretty nice when you're coming from it's a land of organization, which really isn't just Germany, but I would say any country in the West is pretty, there's just a lot of rules for everything. Some of them are good and some of them are completely a waste of time and just bureaucratic bullshit. But it's nice to be somewhere where you can just do what you want and people leave you alone. It's pretty cool. Even little Piggy here from Germany is starting to like it. Woo!
Not everything in Germany is bad. You have great cakes and
the highway. The autobahns are very good, yeah.
Cars,
the autobahns. All right, so I guess we'll chat a little bit about Thailand, then we're going to have some super special guests. Not just the wonderful Isabelle. We should say that, yes, we've been together. How long have we been together since you got to Thailand, right? So 2 months now. Mm-hmm. We've been traveling for 2 months together. If you guys don't know, Isabelle's my main squeeze, see? I'm squeezing her now as I say main squeeze. So yes. So we decided to fart around together for a while, which is fun. And
I'm taking good care of him.
She's taking good care of me. She rubs my feet and she goes and does the shopping and she washes my dirty underwear and she does everything.
Take care of the organization.
Yeah,
I pack his suitcase. Mm-hmm. I find stuff for him whenever he's confused and Piggy, where's this and that? I know where this shit is.
Pretty much all the time. I'm just confused. In fact, she gets angry when I even bother trying to find my own things anymore. She's just like, I know where it is. Why are you even looking for it? Just ask me where it is. So I'm trying not to become completely dependent on her. I'm just used to being an independent man all the time. And now she's like, nope, it's underneath the drawer there. That's where your underwear is.
As long as I'm here, I can take care of it. When you're traveling alone, then
I just don't think I'll be able to do
just
that.
Just waste your time on finding things.
I think I'll be crippled for life. But yes, I can see why people get lazy and comfortable in relationships because, things just get too easy when the other person's doing certain things and you just stop thinking for yourself. Very dangerous. Very dangerous! So let's talk a little bit about Thailand and our adventures. So what fun has happened? So we were first in Bangkok for a couple of weeks. The whole team was there, which was really fucking cool. Ryan was there, Boris was there, Arthur was there. We all had a blast. And we went to I put some of these pictures up, I think. So if you're on my Facebook, you would have seen these. But we went to for my birthday. We went to a Ladyboy show. Show. So it was pictures
fun.
of me with some sexy ladies that used to have penises, but they didn't have penises when they hugged me, so it's not gay. But no, it was fun. It was just a fun little show, and I like how the girls truly believe that they're women now, even though they used to have penises. It's amazing, isn't it? You just have a little operation, and you're just like, whatever, I'm a sexy chick now, and they totally.
And so many of these girls are even hotter than the girls on the street.
Yeah, some of them are really good looking.
Yeah.
In fact, there was a couple of times where I was like, I thought that Isabelle see me check out a chick, and she's like, that's a dude. And I'm like, what? That's not. Oh, yeah. Shoulders, shit. Not that I had a real erection. I just thought she was kind of pretty. That's all. But yeah, it's yeah. You can usually tell. But when I'm not sure, I just go straight for the throat. That's my move now. I go to shake someone's hand, and I just move right up to the throat, and I just do a little feel. And if there's an apples atom, then I know what's going on. That's my move. But apparently they get those removed now, so you don't know for sure. Mm-hmm. So Ladyboy show was really fun. We went to see a Muay Thai fight, of course. People kicking the crap out of each other. That was disturbing because it was like the first, most of the fights were just kids. It was like 12-year-old kids kicking the shit out of each other. And there's just something.
But no, not really kicking the shit out of each other. They're trying to fight, but it would have been more interesting if there was really blood involved or something like that.
Yeah, or maybe they got knives or something,
Yeah.
That'd be good. But it was alright. Some of them were pretty good, but we're just waiting for the grown-ups to come, and they never really were any grown-ups. It was like, we went up to 21-year-olds maybe.
Yeah.
And that was it. So we never really got to see some brutal Thai fighters kick the crap out of each other. So it was basically for tourists. We went to a tourist fucking Muay Thai fight. That's what that was. But it was kind of fun. I don't know. It's a little bit. When you think about it, you're paying money to see people beat each other up. But then again, so I feel kind of bad. But then again, that they like the fighting. They like the sportsmanship of it. They like doing it. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it. So
yeah, I mean it's a sports. Okay. They don't beat each other up for and losing teeth and stuff like that.
No, it wasn't that bad. But Bangkok overall was just a big, huge city. There's tons going on, lots of good food, and I liked it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bangkok was fun.
Bangkok's fun. The only thing I don't like is the traffic. Traffic fucking sucks. If you basically don't want to leave the house from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., don't leave the house or just walk around because you'll just sit there for an hour and a half in traffic being angry. Mm-hmm. And as a Jew, you're angry because you see the taxi meter slowly going up and you're not going anywhere. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's the tip there. Then we went to Chiang Mai, which is super awesome. It's just ridiculous. It's an amazing city. Lots of good food. It's just smaller and it's easier to get around. And just has tons of stuff going on. It just has a good vibe. I just overall think Chiang Mai is really cool.
Yeah, nice people from all over the world. I would say also very nice restaurants. The market is nice, and at first we have been to Niman area. Some people who've been there know what we are talking about, and there are just coffee shops everywhere, and you can't walk 10 meters without meeting a coffee shop and looking at all these ridiculous good-looking cakes and ice cream and stuff like that. And that's very hard, especially when you're on the kind of diet we are used to do before that. So not eating any carbs and not eating sugar. No weed.
Yeah, we're eating healthy, and then we go to this area, and our hotel's literally surrounded by cake shops and ice cream shops. Nothing else. It's just literally like cake, and cake.
It's pure hell.
Yeah, it's brutal. So we're just sitting there just drooling and looking at this shit. But eventually we found a couple of cool vegetarian restaurants. We basically lived at this place called Salad Concept, which is they just make these big salads, and we just go in there, eat huge salads, and it gets huge salads to go. It was just so fucking delicious.
At some point, I think we had 2 or 3 salads a day from that shop.
Yeah, at least 2 a day. Yeah. It was fantastic.
Going there, eating, and then take some salads home and eating them later.
I just said that, Piggy.
Oh, sorry.
You pay attention.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. That was super awesome. Anywho, finally we flew to where we are now, which was Koh Phangan Island, which is fucking great. And so here we did some really interesting stuff. So we went for here's where we get into the good stuff. We went to do this detox. So we did a 7.5 day detox program where we basically just have these shakes that basically clear shit out of your system. You don't eat any solid food. You just have coconut water. You got to have some carrot juice, didn't you?
Yeah.
You had carrot
because
juice.
I didn't do a candida treatment. Sasha did.
Yeah.
And
I didn't get any.
yeah, so.
But basically, depending on what you want to do, you can either do your parasites or candida. But in essence, you don't eat food. You take some good herbs and stuff that help your system clear out. You do these. Kalema treatments. Is it Kalima or Kalema?
Colima.
It's Kalima. I always get confused. So Kalima. So basically, you put there's a big thing of water. You lay down. You stick a straw up your ass. And then the water goes into your colon and it clears out all your shit and you just start shitting.
It's not only water. At first they put coffee in it and later they put some garlic in there too.
I'm gonna get to the garlic part.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so basically you're just you're not really eating. You're just taking in some liquids and some health pills, and you go in there in the morning and at night and you're clearing out all this shit. Now the theory behind it is. You're letting your body detox and get rid of all the poisons in it because you're not eating anything, and your body can save the energy it normally uses to process food, and then it can just use that energy to get rid of all your toxins and stuff and heal you. And then you're flushing out at the same time as you're taking in all this good stuff. You're flushing out all the bad stuff from your colon. So if you eat meat, especially, or pretty much everyone, just food and gunks, bunches of shit gets stuck in your colon. Colon, if you don't know, it's just the party that it's this huge tract. I think it's really long, and it just filters through all your food. Everything goes through there before you poop, basically. So it takes nutrients out of your food, and then you poop everything out. And so stuff gets stuck in there. I guess that makes sense. Obviously the human body is supposed to work perfectly, but it doesn't due to fucking toxic pollution and chemicals and all this kind of crap. So everyone gets stuff stuck in there, and this became really apparent to us because we started doing this program. And at first, maybe on the first day I shot a lot of poo came out because we just had a cheat day. We had like a huge burger the day before, which was yummy and disgusting at the same time. But so it wasn't that much poop. Like day 2 and 3 wasn't really that much coming out. And then like day 4, 5, 6, and 7, as we got deeper in the program, just more and more fucking shit, like huge amounts of shit are coming out, and we're not eating any food. We're like, where the hell is this shit coming from? And it was all this excess stuck poop that was deep in our intestine somewhere. It was really disturbing when you haven't eaten anything and there's all this shit coming out of you. It's like, where the fuck is this shit coming from? And it's all this stuck shit. So it really is amazing. And if you haven't done a detox program, I highly, highly recommend it. So some comedy moments during the program. First of all, I think the funniest moment was as we're talking about the pooping. Isabelle here, she couldn't find her. Basically, so you get this tube. It's like this plastic tube. It's basically just a plastic tube, and so you put it in. Where obviously people all have their own tube. You stick the tube in. You stick the tube up your ass. You do your program. You take it out. You clean your tube, and you just keep using your tube. Right? No big deal. So first of all, it took me like 10 minutes the first time to get the tube up my ass. It was really, really awkward. I was scared. I would cram this tube up my ass, and it kind of it would hurt, and I couldn't get in all the way. And I turned the water on, the water splashing everywhere, so it's clearly not up my ass. And it's like I just couldn't get it up my ass properly, and it really was scary. And I have hemorrhoids down there, so it kind of hurts trying to ram it in there. And I almost quit. I almost was like, all right, this isn't for me. This is not gonna work. I'm not gonna do this. And eventually, I got my technique down. It took me 3 days. The first couple of days, I was really struggling, and eventually, I just got my ass technique down. And I could just get it right in there, and after a while, I just got comfortable, and I loved it. But I want to share with everyone. If you don't know how to do this, for everyone who goes to do this, first of all, don't use the shitty cream they give you. It doesn't help. I just don't think the cream works. You got to get oil, just any oil, olive oil, or coconut, or whatever. Just get oil. They gave me some oil, so you oil up the fucking stick, and you oil up your asshole. And then, as you put it into your butt, what you got to do is what happens is the stick actually hits the cheek. On the inside, it's not actually going down all the way in the center of the hole. So what you got to do is you got to kind of do a little wiggle to the left and to the right, and you feel your cheeks. And then from there, it's you can see where the middle is. Then you go straight down the hole. So you kind of cram it in, and then you take your position. But so you just got to don't be afraid. Use the oil and then do the wiggle move. And that I found for me that was. Do you have any tips for?
For me, it really helped having anal sex in the past, so you're getting used to hot
That's
things.
it, guys. Just get some dick up your ass and then go and do your detox.
Yeah,
fine.
It's making it easier. Yeah.
That's disgusting. So, I love how that's her tip. Told her, oh, well, I've been fucked in the ass before, so it's not really a big deal for me. She's smiling like she's proud. Like, that's right. I love cock up my ass. You're disgusting. We'll talk about this later. I'm not an ass man myself, so I think it's kind of weird. So, You can put things up my ass. I love that. Here's the thing, though. I've had, like, Isabelle loves, her putting things up my bum, including her tongue, which is great. I like it, too. But it's weird because it doesn't work when you're trying to fool yourself into enjoying having that plastic thing up your bum. I'm just like, just pretend it's a girl, bro. It's totally cool, and just enjoy it. You love it. And then it's like, nah, this is not romantic. You're in a room. It's all white. You're trying to put this plastic thing up your butt. You need to fart and get all this stuff out. It's just not the same. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, after 3 days, I got my technique down. It was totally fine. There's never poop on the plastic thing. You'd think it would just be covered in poop, but it's totally. No. I've never seen poo. I've seen like a little something on it, but I've never seen actual poo on that thing ever.
You know what was funny? I think I didn't tell you. On the 5th day or something, I found some piece of chewing gum on there.
What?
Yeah.
You ate chewing gum?
I swallow my chewing gum all the time.
You're not supposed to do that, Piggy.
So
you're a bad piggy.
So
you're not supposed don't do that. It's plastic. It's bad. You're not even supposed to chew gum anyway because it's got evil aspartame and stuff in it.
Yeah.
But swallowing it, it's even worse. So the comedy moment was Isabelle, of course, can't find her plastic poop one day, and it was $12 to get a new plastic thing, and we were only there for 2 more days. And I think everyone already knows, certainly Boris and Ryan and everyone who works with me knows where I'm going with this. I'm too Jewish to pay $12 for another fucking plastic stick, so I'm just like, we're just going to share one. So we just, for a second.
And I don't care, so.
She doesn't give a shit about shit. So we shared the plastic poop, the plastic thing. It was wonderful. And then, of course, after we both used it once and made ourselves even closer to each other, she found hers. It was just next to the bed. And then we went back to using it. But man, I would have been so angry, like if I paid the $12 and then we found it, I'd just be so furious.
Yeah. I wouldn't have told you if I found it then.
No, you just want to get rid of it then.
Yeah.
You
would have beaten the shit out of me.
Oh, totally. I'll be auctioning my poop straw on the internet to raise money for some charity. So if anyone wants to get that. Mm-hmm. I'm not religious. I'll be silly to say. I shouldn't have revealed a joke and then just to see someone go, Sasha, we really like your poop shit. Really funny. Okay, so that was good, and I would say so. Let's talk about the most brutal part of the fast was obviously wanting food. Like day 1 was okay. Yeah. Day 2 and 3, Peggy, tell them about day 2 and 3.
For me, day 2 wasn't that hard either. It was not pleasant, but it was okay. For me, the worst day were day 3 and 4. For you, it was maybe day 2 and 3. For me, it was definitely day 3 and 4.
So day 2 and 3. We were just obsessed with food. We were like, Isabelle just wanted to go on the internet and look at pictures of food. I showed her epic mealtime, and we were like, we're gonna eat all that stuff. But you just start fantasizing with everything. We're just talking about what we're gonna eat afterwards, and like chocolate cake and fucking all this kind of shit. It's just so brutal, and it's brutal because you're on like day 2, and there's like you're not even a quarter way. You're like literally you're not even a third way through, and you're already like dying. And you want food so bad. Yeah. So that was tough.
The weird part is I wasn't even that hungry. I was hungry, but I have been hungrier in my past before. And the really bad thing is that there's no food coming for the next couple of days. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
If you could have food like in the next morning, then it wouldn't be that hard. But there are 5 more days coming, and that's really brutal. Yeah. So looking at pictures of food, desserts, all kind of shit, you're just craving to eat, and that's
brutal.
Yeah, I spent hours on BuzzFeed just going through this food section and looking at these pictures. Oh, it was good.
So day 2 and 3 we're obsessing on food. Day 4 I felt super, super weak and tired. Couldn't do the yoga class. I was just like, Then after that, your just body kind of settles into it, and I was a little weak, but I was okay. Like day 5, 6, and 7, I was okay.
Yeah, for me, day 5 was my weekday, and I couldn't do anything. I was just sleeping the whole day, lying in bed, and
I remember that. Yeah, you were fucked up. At one point, I remember like, Piggy, I want to slap your butt to show you affection, but I'm too weak, and she's like, I know. Yeah, it was a sad day. So when you can't sort of sexually harass your own girl. So then, so day 4 passed. So we got through it. Day 7, they make you, if you're doing the if you're on the program I was on, you drink a bunch of olive oil with lemon juice. I think it was lime juice.
Yeah, it's just to detoxify your liver.
Yeah, to detoxify your liver, so your gallbladder like pumps out any stones or whatever. And it's brutal because it makes your gallbladder release all these toxins. And I literally was like, destroyed for a couple hours. I was just on my stomach, like going, oh, it feels so bad. So that was really brutal. And then the next day, you just do half a day, and then you break it with watermelon. So we ate a shit ton of watermelon, and then some other honeydew lemon and stuff. It was amazing eating after that. It was so fucking amazing. And then we just started eating food, and we had this fucking vegan chocolate cake that's gluten-free, and it was like dying and going to heaven, basically. Mm-hmm. There's no other way to explain it. It was just like, oh God. We took a picture of that, right?
Pictures.
I'll put up a
video too.
Literally, like, podcast is going to be like pictures of us eating cake, videos of us going feeding each other. But no, it was really good. And then so the couple days after that, we're just coming out of it now. We're only on day 4 after now. It was just such a joy eating food. But what I really just realized, and this is I think really important for everybody, is like your hunger controls you unless you learn to control it. I was completely obsessed with food. Like, I'm always planning, like, what am I going to eat? When is my next meal going to be? Because when I got hungry, I was like, I gotta fucking eat right now. Like, it was just killing me, and I just had no discipline. And so it was just really brutal. It really affects you. And I actually started getting these thoughts, like, maybe 6 months ago. I remember just thinking, like, I'm addicted to food. And I know that sounds silly, because, like, how can you be addicted to, like, what you consider to be the source of your life? But it just still felt like it's an addiction. It's something I have to do all the time, and I'm just a slave to it. And so after you do the fast, the detox, it's like, now when I feel hungry, I'm just like, okay, I could eat, but your body's giving you a suggestion, like, oh, like, food would be nice. It's not a command anymore, and I'm totally.
And you're starting to appreciate it even more. That all the kinds of flavors, and then you can actually be able to eat something. That's really nice.
Yeah, but I just feel like I have more control now, and it's like I just don't have to eat all the time. I'm eating less, and I appreciate food more. So I just feel like that detox really just changed the way I look at food, and I just realized I don't have to eat all the time now. It's totally fine. So I think food
I hope
really,
it stays that way.
I hope it stays that way too. But I know I'm going to do at least a couple of detoxes a year now. Like, I have to. I just realized it's so healthy. But yeah, man. So food really is an addiction, and like, I would recommend to everybody, even if you can't go and do this program. Just fast, like, just 1 day a week. Just do 24 hours, just where you're having water once a week. That will slow down your appetite, and obviously the less calories you have, the less you consume, the longer you live and the healthier you live. And there's all these studies that basically show you, like, fasting 1 or 2 days is amazing, or doing intermittent fasting where you eat for 8 hours a day and then you don't eat for 16 hours a day. It's really good, because when your stomach's empty, your body just repairs, and you eat your cancerous cells, and you eat all your shitty cells, and your body just heals itself. And if you're always digesting and always eating, your body's just always dealing with this new food. So it's just really fucking hard on the system. So I would just tell everybody, just fucking, what are you chewing on?
Nothing.
Are you chewing on your own face?
Yeah.
That's not good, Piggy. Don't do that. It's loud. How do you make that much noise? What's in there? Piggy. Oh, that's your jaw?
Yeah.
Fuck. I thought you had something in your mouth. That's weird. Okay, so so it's really amazing. So now I just feel like I can control my own shit a lot more, which is good. Also, I was starting to get, like, all these thoughts. Like, I was watching all these videos about it, and I'm just reading this book about it now, called Living on Light. And basically, there's all these people out there called breatharians, and they don't have to eat food at all. They've just learned how to take all their energy from, like, universal energy, basically. And they just you can live on light, or you can live on air, and it's just fucking. I think there's sort of 50,000 people doing it now. And I was starting to get these thoughts, like on the thing. I was like, I don't need to eat. I could just live on universal energy. It's all good. And then after the thing, I was like, fuck this. Let's eat. It's delicious. But I don't know. But at some point, I'd like to experiment with that. And I'd like to actually try and actually make that shift and do the training properly. And for just to know, like, wouldn't it be good to know, like, you just don't have to eat? It's like, you can eat if you like to enjoy it, but you just don't really have to eat. I think that would be really amazing. So I want to do that at some point. All right, so that's basically the fast. So fasting, which was great. Yesterday we went to the beach, and it was an interesting moment. So we're gonna have a special guest on in a bit, who's Sasha the monk. I guess we'll call him Sasha the monk. And I went with him and a couple of kiddies and Isabelle to the beach, and then we went to jump into the ocean. Cliff jumping. It's like this. It wasn't like super high up or anything, but went to jump off this cliff into the water. It was really fun. I've never actually done that before, so it was kind of exciting, because you just push off the rock and go in the water. But then, of course, your brain's like, what if you don't push off the rock enough, and then you smash your face on the rock and then you die. but I did. It was fine. But it was interesting. There was a moment where like one of the kids, they were both afraid to jump in the water, and then eventually one of them jumped in the water, and it was awesome. And then she's like yelling at the other kid, like, "It's so much fun! Come down here, don't be a bitch." But the other kid just would not do it. She was just there, and we're all in the water swimming around waiting for her, and she just would not jump in the water. And after a while, we're like, okay, cool, we're gonna swim back to the shore, and you can walk back. And you could just see that look on her face, like she was sad, she didn't do it, she knew she'd missed out on something. And I just had this really like kind of, this thought, which I know, but it was just sort of like really clear. And the thought was like, when you like that kid, like she never did jump. Like later on, like Sasha grabbed her and jumped in the water with her, but she never made that decision to take that leap of faith that it's fine and just to be brave and jump in the water. So that kid's always going to regret that decision. Like for the rest of that kid's life, that's going to be a memory in there on a deep level, which is like, you were scared, there was a fear, and you just did not, you succumbed to the fear. You did not take that leap of faith. You didn't push through it. And, that's always going to be that memory, not doing it, all the other people knowing that you didn't do it, trying to cheer you on, and you're not doing it. It's like, and so that girl is going to question herself the next time she's in a situation where, she needs to be courageous. She's going to have that as a reference point. She's going to think back, well, the last time I could have been courageous, I wasn't. I didn't take the leap. I didn't take the jump. Literally, just didn't take the jump.
Oh no, she's still too small to make this kind of thought.
I don't think so. And this is what I want to talk about. I think like all those little decisions that we make, they totally make us who we are. So, and I think we're always creating who we are in every moment of our lives. So, especially when it's something like, "Ooh, I'm really, really scared. I want to do this," but I'm scared. If you don't do whatever that is that literally you are creating that new person. Every time you make a decision, you're either creating a new reality of that's positive, that like, yep, I'm growing, I'm becoming better, awesome, or I'm not. Every single decision. You don't think 10 years from now that little decision is going to affect that person, because I think that decision will affect the next decision, which is happening right now, which will affect the next one, which is happening right now. Yeah, but she could still jump
in a couple of months.
Maybe that'll make a big difference.
A little more
but maybe in a couple of months she'll think about this time and she'll already make the decision, I can't jump. I can't, because she was saying that, she was using that language, I can't jump. So 2 months from now, she's going to go, no, I can't jump. I've been in this.
Yeah, but now when Sasha grabbed her and jumped with her together, she made the experience, okay, maybe it's not that bad. And next time when she's standing there alone, she can jump because she remembers it wasn't that bad.
Maybe. But imagine he didn't grab her and jump in the water. She just never did. And she went back and sat on the beach and watched all the other kids swim around and jump in over and over again. And she did nothing. Okay? That's traumatizing. That's traumatizing. Sitting there and watching these kids have fun because they're all doing something that you're not doing and because you couldn't do it, that's fucked up.
You know what else is traumatizing too? Grabbing this girl though she doesn't want to jump and jump with her.
Maybe.
So that causes trust issues, and if you have trust issues because you have bad memories of your dad pulling you, jumping you with you into water, that causes having sex with random men in your life later. I'm not talking about myself or anything.
So, but my point is, and I think this is just something to sort of reflect on and meditate on for whoever is out there in the world. The decisions you make really do affect you. It's not, don't take things lightly. Like if I should do this or this, or if I should associate with this person, or especially when it comes to fear. Really, I've talked about this before here and there, but when it comes to fear, I've said this in a video recently. There's only really two core emotions. There's love and there's fear. Okay, and if you succumb to fear, you're moving away from love and you're moving into the realm of fear, and you're creating a reality where fear controls you, and that's very dangerous. So because it's like you are making yourself be a fear-based person. This is why if you look in the media, everything is based on fear. Everything's all of it, because that's how they try and control people. They try and control people by making them scared, and so people hoping that people will follow and do what they're told because they're afraid of the consequences. So it's really dangerous. And then of course if you go the other way and you trust and you work from love, and you trust yourself and you trust in just the divine energies that are here with us, you just move in that direction. And so I think you got to be consciously choosing who you're creating every moment. You're creating a new person all the fucking time. So if you recognize this, you can really move in a positive direction. And so I can really relate a lot of the crappy beliefs and stuff I have came directly from all the decisions I made and all the things that happened when I was a kid, where I just didn't believe in myself, didn't trust my own instincts, listen to other people, let other people dictate my reality. My reality became what other people, wanted it to become. And I think if you look at what's happening today, which is basically people going through an educational system which is there to basically make them be a slave, make them do things they don't want to do for money because they believe that they need to go and do this stuff and make money and pay taxes and basically do what they're told. You'll find most people are living in a reality that's not their own. They're doing what they're told to do because they think they have to do it. This is what's happening right now. I mean, most people I meet are not doing what they want with their lives, and it's because it stems from the exact same thing. They're not pushing their fear. They're not asking questions. They're not moving in the direction they want to. They're moving in the direction they're being led to move, and they're taking the easy fucking way. And so, if you take the easy way, you're gonna be living in other people's reality, not your own. So I just want to sort of encourage everyone out there to manifest your own reality. Make the decisions that you want to make that represent who you are, and represent who you want to be. So you can go and become your best self. Oh yeah, SashaPWA.com. It's cool because it's on the end of the video sometimes. Okay, so I just wanted to mention that. What the hell else do we want to talk about? So in conclusion, don't be a douche. And what else is going on? So this week is it's going to be really hectic. The next couple of weeks. We're launching the Directing Summit Berlin DVD. Now you were there, Piggy. Mm-hmm. You were there. Yeah. Tell the boys what was it like?
It was amazing. It was interesting. There are a couple of great dating instructors, and you have to find out yourself who was there because you have to buy the DVD. Of course.
Gotta buy the DVD, faggots.
I'm not telling the secret. And if you buy the DVD, you will learn a bunch of stuff, and it's pretty awesome. All these different dating techniques that they are teaching, and it will open your eyes to a whole new perspective on women and dating and relationships. And I could learn really a bunch of things. Yeah.
Well, like I said, it was techniques. We're going to teach you how to make women so horny they're just going to want to blow. I'd say there's no techniques. I'd say there's only one technique. Stop being a bitch. Do what you want. It's more of a belief change than a technique. But is it little Piggy's English isn't so good, is it?
Yeah, no, it isn't. No.
That's alright. So that's really hectic. But it's exciting. I'll be talking to a couple of the speakers coming up, and we'll be discussing interesting things. And it's going to be pretty epic. And this is, I think, the first time we're doing a proper launch where we're like going to promote it and put videos and do all this kind of stuff. So we sort of have a slightly better idea of what we're doing. So it'll be a little bit more organized, and more exciting. And it's going to be really good. Yeah, it's always funny when I try and watch the footage. I always get sucked into the footage. Like I'll start watching. I'm just going to watch this little clip here for 10 minutes, and then I just want to end up like watching that whole section, which is like hours. And then I want to watch the whole thing. It's really annoying, but it's really, really good. We've got everyone on there. We've got everyone. We've got Alan Roger Curry, Johnny Saporno, Bad Boy, James Marshall, me, and Steve Pavlina, who's good. So it's everybody. It's all the wonderful people who are awesome at this. It's amazing.
Amazing.
It's amazing, Piggy.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. A lot of work though, but it's amazing. This is the point in the podcast where it's going to get pretty fucking weird and surreal. So if you're totally not into anything spiritual, anything having to do with connecting with a source greater than yourself, just go and do something else right now. This podcast is done for you. Go ahead and click on the stop button and go do something else, because this will not be valuable for you. Okay, so for all of you still there, two dudes just sitting there with their cocks in their hands. No, for those of you still there, here's what happened this week that's completely fascinating and weird and shits all over reality. So, again, if you listen to my podcast, you already know that I do not believe any of the messages society is giving us. For the most part, they're all about control. They're all about fear. And anything outside of that sphere, you're just not supposed to tap into. Anything that's truly, truly good and can help humanity is pretty much suppressed and gotten rid of as quickly as possible. So, that being said, here's another belief that we all have that's absolutely bullshit, and I've realized it to be the case just now, actually, in the last, this last week. So the belief is that humans are mortal. Yep, I'll say that again. I no longer believe that humans, and I don't even mean in the spiritual sense like that we're all immortal, which everyone knows at this point, I believe. I just mean even in these physical bodies, I no longer believe that death is 100% certainty. I don't think it has to happen. I think a lot of it is really a matter of choice. If you believe, yep, I'm going to die, I'm just going to live till whatever age, and then I'm going to fucking get old and I'm going to die. Yeah, that's definitely going to happen to you. However, if you believe that you are here and you can be here as long as you want to, as long as you have a purpose and you're doing good, you can just fart around forever if that's what you choose to do in a human body, then you can't do that. Now, the reason I've come to think this is because I ran into this gentleman called Alex, who's essentially, he's a monk. He's been training in Myanmar, in Burma for 16 years now. He's been training, and he is from a very specific sect of monks who basically practice alchemy. Now, what alchemy is, I guess most people just visualize people trying to turn some random metal into gold. But it's actually sort of the alchemy of the soul. So what they're doing is essentially making it possible for you to choose whether you leave this human body, and when you choose to do so, and also when you choose to come back to planet Earth. So, how do I get into this without sounding like a Looney Tune? So, basically, generally speaking, when you kick out, you die, your soul goes wherever it goes. And I guess there's still some debate on what exactly happens, whether you just join everyone else and then decide, I'm going to go do this or I'm going to do that, or if you just want to kind of, fart around and explore, being a non sort of physical entity, or whether you actually go immediately into a physical entity. My research shows that you have the choice. You can always just decide, you want to go back here, you don't want to go back here, you want to go somewhere else. It's up to you. You have free will. Now, Alex's belief is that you immediately pretty much, you leave the body, you're floating around, you see people having sex essentially as an energy, and then you're attracted to that energy, and then you go towards that, and then when somebody knocks up a girl, you have the opportunity to go into that body, and then bam, boom shakalaka, a girl's pregnant, and then you're back in the cycle again, and this kind of goes on fucking indefinitely. So what Alex is all about, and what their masters are teaching, is that there's a couple things you can do instead of just going in this random cycle of rebirth. And here's what makes it really interesting is that, if let's say you want to go have a kid with somebody, you just go and you have sex with somebody, and then 9 months later, kid pops out. But that kid is only genetically it's your kid, right? Genetically it's your kid, but the soul that's going into that kid, you don't fucking know who that is. You have absolutely no idea who that is. That person could have been an absolute lunatic psycho killer in a past life. It could be fucking Adolf Hitler, or it could be some amazing person. Who knows? Maybe you draw certain types of people to you because, if you're an amazing person, you help lots of people, and you're wonderful energy, you're probably going to attract that, I guess. But fundamentally, you do not know who that person is. So until I really thought about this and realized it, it's kind of terrifying knowing that you could be getting some Satan's fucking baby coming to join you into this world, and you can't really get rid of them. It's pretty terrifying. So what they're teaching is, if you really study and do your homework and sort of go through life consciously, you can either decide to stick around on this planet indefinitely, and get really, really, really fucking old and go through all these ceremonies and just essentially just live for a very, 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 very long time until you decide you want to go. But again, you're stuck in this one body, and you still get old, and it's still shitty. Or alternatively, you can do a controlled rebirth. Now, this is really fascinating. I really hadn't heard of this before, and I'm pretty much into this stuff. So, the controlled rebirth is when you pick who your parents are going to be, and basically when you want to come back. So what they're doing for this is basically what they're doing. They're teaching people how to do this. And so as soon as he mentioned this to me, I was like, okay, yep, I'm all ears. Tell me about it. So the simple answer is, so you get it's the creation of this stone. It's like essentially like a magical stone, I guess. And you imprint your the DNA of your soul onto this stone. And you do this by doing essentially fire rituals, putting this stone into fire and meditating on it, and doing this whole ceremony. And so the stone has the imprint of your soul. Okay, you are one with the stone. And so you create the stone, and then you go through life, and then throughout life, the stone, like you kind of learn with it. It kind of like it levels up on you, and then it sort of pulls you up, and it basically it's like a shortcut to enlightenment. It just sort of sucks you along with it. And so here's the interesting part: when you're basically supposed to like breed or sort of like groom, some woman who's maybe related to you, or some woman that knows all about all this kind of stuff and that you're friends with or whatever. But you have some woman who's basically chosen. Preferably, it would be someone in your family who who you're close to and you potentially live with. And you get them aware of this, and they volunteer to actually to have your reborn into them and come back into this world, right? So you're sort of keeping it in the family, and you do this by giving them the imprint of your soul in the stone. So they would wear the stone around the time of your death. So you die, and that stone acts as like a beacon. So it's like a beacon for your soul. So as you kick off and you're floating around in the ether, you see that light, and you're just like, okay, that's where I'm supposed to go. It's like a super bright light because it's essentially it's you. So you would go towards that, and you would get in there, and then boom shakalaka, 9 months later you are back here again. And apparently you would have the memories and knowledge and everything of everything that you did in this life. You don't just, that's what really stinks about just having a non-controlled rebirth, is that you come into this world, you're a baby, you got nothing. You don't know who the fuck you are, what you stand for. You're just a fucking kid, and you're just like shit and pissing all over the place, and you got to figure it out all over again. So every time you come back here, it's like you're starting over, which is a pain in the ass. Like, you're gonna learn all this stuff and learn life's lessons, all this kind of shit. But when you come back and it's controlled, it's like you remember everything. You know who you are. Everything. You have complete awareness. And apparently there are stories of like babies coming back who immediately were talking, like from birth, were just talking, and just were completely aware of everything. So so this is fundamentally what the process is. And so Alex's mission is basically to let people know, hey, you don't have to just fucking live and die and then just piss off. You can do this. You can create your own stone if you want to. And just basically have a controlled rebirth. He says this is preferred because instead of becoming super old and fucking being stuck in the same body, you can just get to kind of freshen up every whatever century or so, which is pretty interesting. Now again, I know you're thinking, what the fuck, are you insane? What are you talking about? Unfortunately for all the haters or people who think I'm insane, if you go to the website, you can actually, not only is this all documented, his masters, who are really old, like one's like 12, the oldest one's 1200, who's up in Burma, and there's another one's like 900, and there's a bunch of them. They're all many centuries old. People know who they are. There's pictures of them. There's whole, there's histories of who these guys are. It's not like woo-woo made up shit. It's all pretty much there. You can Google it for yourself. So yeah, it's pretty insane. And there's actually video footage which I've seen of like one of the monks going into this, this room, doing like a fire ceremony. So he goes in there and he doesn't come out for 3 months. You see him lighting himself on fire, and he stays in there for 3 months. Then he comes out looking younger. So that actually happened and is on tape. And it's not exactly a situation where you could photo edit that shit. You can just tell it's just a camera and a dude pointing it at this guy who goes in there and fucking lights himself on fire. It's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, and there's some of that footage is on the website as well, so you can check that out. So this is basically what's going on. It's very interesting stuff. Pretty out there. And again, I can see most people being like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" But yeah, it's legit. When you see the pictures of the old masters, it's like they're there, and they're not like, you can pretty much tell looking. They're not like 65, 70 years old. These guys are fucking old, ridiculously old. So yeah. So I've had a little interview, hung out with this guy. We've had a chat, and so I just figured I'd take a couple of clips, interesting things that Alex said from an interview, and then slap them in here. So here they come. I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, in the year 1998, I went to Myanmar for just curious to see this country. It was closed at the time, very close, difficult to get visas and all stuff. And suddenly I made the pictures and in taxi driver whom I ran out. And he said that guy is over 1,000 years old and is a monk, and he have some supernatural powers, and he's living in the mountains and so on. So I exchanged my silver chain or something for this picture, and then I went out to look for the guy. And finally I found him after a few months of searching. In a monastery where he give teachings and share his knowledge of his longevity and supernatural things which he be able to show for us as a student. And I was accepted as a student, and I was one of the few who was coming from abroad, from the Western world. And since then I just was coming to Myanmar for 3 or 4 or 5 times a year and studying there with my own philosopher's stone, started studying the alchemy and open my consciousness and trying to reach the higher aim of the alchemy and the great work, as they say in previous.
All right, so let's talk about these. You've already told me about them, but let's tell the folks about these old masters and who they are and how are they walking the earth after so many years.
They call themselves Weza. That means the person who got their longevity, who got some supernatural powers, and who is the keeper also of the tradition, to bring it to the future, to let future generations to know that there is the ancient path which is still opening for some people who is searching to go through the darkness of themselves, darkness in the mind, darkness in the soul, and to bring the light, to bring the fire inside, to see who are they inside in reality.
Maybe that's a good starting point for people to sort of begin somewhere. What is alchemy?
As I say, alchemy is a transformation. Transformation is it's moving from on the evolution stairs, as you say, from one stair to another in most easiest and short way, fastest way, because till we are not get longevity and immortality yet, our time to be in the body which we have, our physical body, is limited. So we have to use this time more beneficially as for outer world. So we have to be in society, we have to have the family, we have to have the friends and business and ambition and whatever. It all belongs to outer world, and also we have to grow our soul as what we are inside ourselves. So the man walking with 2 legs and birds flying with 2 wings, we have to develop 2 things, outer and inner, and that is our goal in our life. And alchemy is just a benefit for the people who want to grow, who want to open our potential, which is given to us by the gods, by the nature, by whatever you call it, to discover who are we and what we have. This alchemy is for this purpose.
Okay, so I guess let's talk about these masters. First of all, people are gonna kind of have a heart attack when they realize how old these guys are. You want to tell them a little bit about, the guys who are passing down the lineage?
The Grandmaster, he's turning this year is 1114 years old, and his history is written in the books, and people from Myanmar know about that. I mean, it's not officially proved because it's 1,000 years, So some kind of we have to believe in it somehow. There is no real proof on it, but when you see the person, when you feel the energy, and when you see how they living without the food for all these years, how they keep the body clean, how they do the retreats for many years, like because there's not only one guy like that, one master, there is 5 of them actually, and master who is the sword in the on the age, once he was talking to his disciple, and he just say then he have to go to retreat somehow and just make clean his body, clean his mind, and okay, so he just warning them. He don't know how long he go, and he went out for 25 years. So after 25 years he just come back. He say, okay, now I'm back, but there's half of his disciples already gone, So this timing is very different between our thinking and their thinking. And people who gain the longevity and immortality, the process of thinking of them is a little bit different than we are, because we are limited. Our thinking, our planning, our fantasy or whatever, we are limited with our age. Everybody think we have to die by 80, 90 or around this time. So this is also somehow we zombify ourselves by thinking like that. And because we are very unique and very special biological thing, and our mind is whatever you think, it can be true,
Yeah, it manifests, right?
Yes. So it's very dangerous to think like that. And first thing what they teach me when I come to the monastery, they say never limit your thinking, never limit your planning in the future, because you are immortal. So it's immortal already. How to keep the consciousness? That's another thing. That's what I'm studying already for 15 years with them, and some of the things I'm already good on it, and I'm ready to share with the people who is really searching for the truth to see by themselves, not for the information about the truth.
All right, so let's talk about the sort of the process. I think the first thing people are wondering is, how are these guys alive for 1,100 years? Like, how is that possible?
As they say, during the great work of alchemy, so this is the individual process which is going between a disciple and his philosophical stone, which is doing the practice of firing the stone in the fire. So during that process, both of them grows together, grows towards the enlightenment, towards longevity, immortality, and opening the supernatural powers, opening the consciousness. And during this process, there will be some great changes inside the spirit, inside the energy of the person, inside the soul, inside the physical body also. And that's what they say. Once the stone is complete, the body will be changed. The consciousness and all the things we already experienced, the changes.
You went over that pretty quick, so let me just explain to people. So basically, what it is essentially little balls of silver. You basically take this silver, you do a ceremony, you clear the balls, and you're literally creating this stone, this new stone, and then you're basically doing a ceremony where you're actually putting the stone into fire. And then over a period of years, you're working with the stone. So you're wearing the stone, and then you're basically you're with the stone all the time. But as Alex explained to me, basically, you grow spiritually with the stone. So in a way, I guess you become more like the stone, because stone basically is immortal. But yeah, so the stone sort of goes up a level, and then you sort of realize things, and then you kind of purify your energy, and then you go up a level, and then with the stone, it's a constant purification and enlightenment, kind of a constant awakening. And then just throughout the years, you do all these fire rituals with the stone, and just sort of it leads you sort of down the path towards the light, I suppose. So it's essentially working with this stone. So is this what they refer to in kind of movies and stuff as the Philosopher's Stone? Is this what this is?
To explain in a few minutes, which is actually was not explained in the centuries of alchemies. Tons of the books are written about that, and if you try to read, normally nobody understands anything. But anyway, it's somehow possible to explain. Just not to explain, but to show the picture of it. So if you say stone, like many people understand what kind of stone. What is it? The stone is the matrix. It's the personal matrix of the disciple who is doing the alchemy. So the holder of the matrix, it can be two metals. It is actually only two ways in alchemy, which is leading according to Burmese alchemy, ancient Burmese alchemy, which is leading to the ancient Norse Vedic tradition, but this is different talks. And so it just silver, it becomes as the holder of the matrix of the person who is doing it. So the beginning of the process is like the person who is getting initiation to the great work, to the alchemy, the fire alchemy. After the initiation, each person will get the silver, the pure, very pure silver. So it's almost 100%. It's also the dead metal, because it goes before it given to the person, goes through the nitric acid. So it's losing all the natural vibration, natural soul, as we say, of the silver. So it will be just dead, completely dead metal, which is without any spiritual insights, whatever.
Yeah, like no energy signature.
Yes. So this silver is giving to the person, and person throughout the initiation, during the initiation, and then the person is just wear the silver on him. At least for 24 hours he have to sleep, especially have to sleep with it. And silver is like recording inside. It's just not recording, but it's just like kind of sucking the life from the person, what is there in vibration level, in energy vibration level. And it becomes a double of the person. After the first firing, it just show the matrix on the surface, what the person is, what is his vibration, because it becomes the mirror of the person. He is also amulet, and it's protect the person. It help him to grow. It show him actually the highest of him every time after the firing. The vibration show the person next level for the person, where to grow and how to get there.
So you want to sort of explain how having that stone can lead to conscious rebirth on this planet?
Yes.
I can explain it in one sentence. Or you want to do the long way?
In one sense, is a personal matrix, as I say, is a completely personal matrix, and if the person didn't reach his goal, I mean the goal of the potential of the human, to be enlightened, to be light, to be love, to be immortality, whatever you call it. So if the person didn't get to that goal, he need to reincarnate. That's already many people aware in the world, and reincarnation is present in our life. And all main masters, all main enlightened masters throughout the history, like Buddha, Osho, Mahavira, the Lao Tzu, and actually all of them, they were talking before enlightenment. They were talking about the conscious reincarnation. So some of them, they influence on the process. Some of them just float completely conscious through the process of dying and rebirthing. So they completely be full with the conscious, with memories, with all the things before enlightenment. They start to reincarnate consciously. So that step, most of the masters, they say you cannot avoid to escape. You cannot jump it somehow. So let's say if main guys say like that, if somebody not big, not main, they say you can jump, so I wouldn't believe in it somehow. Better to widen your conscious and to understand for yourself and to see for yourself what are they talking about. And you have to start it now, because the time is limited till you are not immortal. That's what is the
So what are we exactly
advice.
talking about here? So I get it, but I don't think people are clear here on what you're saying. So basically, you can when you die, you can actually you can make a choice to die, but then consciously come back into a body and remember everything from your past life. So basically, not reset, not go back, and then, you know what I'm saying, and come back fresh, but actually come back with your whole memory. So that's a conscious rebirth. So how do we do that?
The person is who is doing the alchemy. He is aware. Since the first lessons, he will be aware that he is actually already immortal. He is actually already his soul and his inner essence is present here since the beginning of the time, and but he was not conscious. We were not conscious because the soul grows from one point to another, and there is a one point where the soul have to be aware during the process of reincarnation. So person is preparing himself, throughout the meditation. First he understands how to leave the body, and the stone his personal matrix, as we call it in Myanmar, Dalon. So he will help, he will guide him to show the himself inside first, and to show the outer world, and traveling without the body. So that's person have to prepare whenever it come the time to change the physical part. The person have to be ready, and then when he is ready, nothing can destroy him, nothing can close his consciousness again. And stone is like a lighthouse. It's just like a website where to go for the soul to reincarnate, to your own room, to your own house, to your own family, wherever you plan to be reincarnate next.
This is the plan where the virgins come into it. It's exciting because we're going to talk about virgins. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. The thing actually is the natural way. The natural way is just to have your own family, to have your own kids, and a lot of kids, a lot of the grandson, granddaughters. And then when the time is coming for the person of alchemist who is having a great family, he don't need to look for anyone. He just all of his family members, they know he is going, but he will come back soon, and his stone is he will believe, and one of his granddaughters or daughters will be ready to bring him back, because the families live in consciousness. They understand the rules of and ways of reincarnation, how it goes. But in the case of the person doesn't develop the family, he doesn't have his own kids to reincarnate with him, yes, then he have to somehow, if he want to reincarnate quickly and consciously, he have to find and grow up maybe his stepdaughter and explain to her, and he will be reincarnate through her, and after his body will be end of his body, and then he will be come back, and she will be take care of his stone, of his personal matrix, and there will be no other soul entering into her. And whenever she ready for the kids, the first kid, it will be him or her. Let's make it more clear or not?
So it's really simple. All you need is a virgin and a stone that you've been working with, and you hang it around her. She keeps it on her. So when you die, it's basically like a light beacon. You know to go there. Your soul goes there, and no matter who she has sex with, the person coming through is going to be you. Now this is a whole other topic that we were talking about before, which is interesting. If you're not conscious about all this and you have sex with a woman, right? Two people have sex. So the DNA of the kid might be yours, but the actual soul coming into the kid, you have no idea who that person is, right? So you're inviting a stranger into your life, basically, who you have to take care of for the next lifetime, 20 years or more, and it could be some asshole. Right, it could be some horrible person, and you don't know who they are. So this is the whole idea behind this: is that you're bringing someone into. You could bring your grandma or your grandpa or your best friend or whoever, back into your life, and this is really really fucking cool idea. So it's very fascinating, and it always felt weird to me, even before I knew about all this. Like years ago, I would just think, why would you have a child? Because you might not like the child. Right? Yes. You might not like the child. Child might not like you. So it's really really interesting. And why is it better to have a virgin? You were saying it doesn't have to be a virgin to bring you back, but it's better.
There is because the person, if the person is the woman is not virgin already, so one of the guys already put imprint his own matrix, and there is possibility if the woman is not spiritually grows, if she not go spiritually develop, so that's might she live still in a conscious, and it might be mix up with the souls who is entering to her after she become pregnant,
right?
Because there is might through the imprints of the previous guy who is put that on her, it can be soul coming from his own.
So it's safer just to have nothing.
Yeah. Yes. To make it clear, it just have to be clean.
See, there is a reason for the obsession with virgins. After all, on a deep level, you might be getting the wrong soul if you're using a non-virgin. Fantastic, makes total sense. So here's the question. So for the people out there who, they think it's very interesting, but they don't want to go in and... Well, first of all, what if somebody wants to pursue this and they want to have a stone made? What do they do? What does a normal person do who wants to sort of, get involved and wants to do a conscious rebirth?
The first step, of course, is the stone. The stone is the main key. So somehow the person have to get to the seminar, one of the seminars which is going on, or to get the silver and to wait on him, and then start to firing under guidance of the master. And then after few seminar, the person can develop the skills and do it for himself.
Okay, so eventually the person can do the fire ceremonies by himself as well?
Yes. After some time, when he know the way it goes, he start to be in touch with the stone, because there is the deeper inner connection, and stone become as the kind of the portal or something which gives you information. It's gives you the power. It gives you a lot of things in out and between you and him.
So what if someone is lazy? They want to benefit from this information, but they're too lazy to make a stone. Is there anything they can do to have a conscious rebirth anyway? Or is there no other way to do it without the stone?
No, there is possible. It's just with the stone is more accurate. So with the stone you can be sure about the mother whom you are burning with, your future mother. But without stone is also possible. It is the way of all of the other traditions they talk. I mean, it's basic way of meditation, and slowly in one way growing your consciousness till it will be open and widen. I mean, we also do meditation. It's just alchemy is just the very, how to say, advanced meditation include your own matrix, which is staying in fire during your practice of meditation. So it is meditation.
Okay. So you can't become enlightened in your own way, but the stone is just a shortcut. It helps you become
helps,
enlightened.
yes.
And helps you.
It helps you to get it in this life.
Right.
The conscious reincarnation. It's the stone. The purpose of the stone for first life. It has to be done. And then I know the few alchemist in Myanmar who is doing their second life or third life. They're doing the same stone, so they're working with the same stone. So the tradition of alchemy, they know this way, and it's just stay somehow deeply in secret and sacred throughout, not go out of the Myanmar yet. So I'm one of the first disciples who was giving that knowledge, and I have to get years to develop it in me, to somehow integrate it in with me, because my mind, of course, was mind of Western guy in previous. So now I'm just upgraded a little bit. That's it.
Okay. Fascinating stuff. All right, cool. So if somebody wants to find you and they want more information, first of all, you should mention that Alex is looking for volunteers. If you're old, or you know somebody who's old who wants to sort of do the conscious rebirth, he wants to start practicing doing this. So if you know somebody, you can get in touch if you actually want to get into that. So anything you want to say about that part?
Yeah, I want to say the knowledge is here. The masters, my masters in Myanmar, they are there for help, and they somehow they're speeding me up to bring the knowledge, knowledge and that practice for the people outside Myanmar, because every day people are dying, and there is they need the help. And that's what we can provide. And that's why that tradition it was kept there for the centuries, actually, for in the temples, in the monasteries, because that was not time yet in Myanmar, and the Western world was not ready till a certain moment. And the moment come and they start to teach Western students about that. And they also talk to the Western students who already know something, can teach also. So they say just spread the knowledge and let people to be aware they're not dying. There's people to be aware they're just changing the body, and let's help them in that way. And because they say the time for the planet is also limited, because unconsciousness of the people is killing the nature.
That's right.
And one of the thing inside the people's mind, by their view, it's because of people limited of their lifetime. They think, okay, I
can destroy the planet because I'll be okay. So it doesn't matter.
They think they live only one time. They think only 30 years left, and so they don't care.
Yeah.
They just they say, okay, I died, then doesn't matter what has happened. But it's not doesn't matter. They not go anywhere. They come back the same place.
Right.
And the shit they put, they come back and step on it. That's the thing.
Right.
And as soon as awareness of the people grows, not for one life but for many lives, and they will be sure they're coming back to the same place.
Yeah.
They will keep it in clean. They not only clean, they will maintain it. They will put more trees. They will make the planet beautiful,
It sounds like we need a spiritual awakening on this planet.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes. There is no other way.
So if you're gonna croak soon, in all seriousness, if you're dying and you want to do a conscious rebirth, or you know someone who's willing to do that, is interested, you can get in touch. And also, you're going to be having some seminars where people can actually make their own stone and start the process.
Yes. Sure.
So if you want to check where those are, I believe you have a website you want to tell people about.
Yes. Yes, please visit my website, nagamasa.com.
So that's Nagamasa, Nagamasa.com. It's there, and I'll put a link also with the video for people. And you can check out the schedule there and get in touch with Alex if you'd like. That's a lot of information. People are going to just be like, what is going on here? This is crazy. But it's not for everyone, that's for sure. But I hope you enjoyed this. And it is really a crazy thing. We just made me my stone. Finally, I slept with it the day before. Yesterday we made the stone. And I had some... crazy dreams. He warned me about dreams, and I just had some really loose, like just crazy, vivid dreams. And and I kept, as we were talking in the interview, I just kept wanting to touch my stone, and I wanted to like take it out and play with it. So I don't know what that means, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the changes, and I'll be writing about what's happening with me over the coming months and years. And that's it. So yeah, fascinating stuff. It's like, oh man, I don't know. I feel like talking more, but it's like. My knowledge is actually fairly limited on the subject, so I feel like I should just shut the fuck up. But I will say this and just pass along like a couple things I've learned. Is this? Here's the thing. The stone kind of becomes like, so it's almost like a doppelganger copy of you, and it matches you. It is you, but as you do these rituals, the stone it kind of goes up a level, like it actually starts changing. So it starts off being silver, and then it starts changing into some kind of other crazy-ass formations and rocks and whatever. It just becomes something else. And so as it's changing and becoming sort of leveling up, it reaches a new level, and then it pulls you to that new level. And so as you're meditating and you're literally working with the stone, it becomes your teacher, and this process goes on, forever, basically, never ends. And it's sweet. And again, I've just done a couple of ceremonies, and I had some fucking crazy dreams and just other little things happening. But yeah, I'm really at the beginning of this whole thing, and who knows really how much am I really going to keep doing this? I don't know, but it's fucking fascinating. But the stone essentially becomes like your teacher, and it's so weird to think about that. Like you just think, well, it's a stone. How can it teach me stuff? But energetically, which is where most of this kind of learning happens, it makes total sense. So that's what it is. Just thought I'd throw that in there. And also interesting that the really old families that have been around the planet for a very, 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 very long time, who coincidentally control most of the wealth, who I will not name by names, but they're out there doing their own research. They're doing this all the time. They're not just like dying and then having random babies. They're not doing that. They are always having controlled rebirths, and they're keeping the money within the family. And this is very, very normal stuff for them. Which probably makes sense why nobody has heard anything about it, because if you were doing that, why would you want anyone to know about it? It wouldn't make any sense. So there you go. So we're preaching the truth, and probably upsetting some very rich people who now are angry. Hopefully not, though. Hopefully they realize that we love them. We love everybody. Everyone's beautiful. Everyone's part of this wonderful experience that we're having. And yeah, maybe the rocks will show us the light and bring wisdom to all, and that's a beautiful thing. So, that being said, you can check out his website. It's fucking sweet. It's the coolest website ever. You'll see when you get there, you're going to be like, this is the most amazing website ever. It's at nagamasa.com, Nagamasa.com. It's beautiful. And yeah, you can check it out there. There's some photos there. You can see the old monks there. There's some contact info for Alex. I am being ironic, by the way. It's a very basic website. People are going to go there and be like, what the fuck is he talking about? I'm being silly. But yeah, check it out. And he does a seminar. He does a week-long seminar where you work with it. You get your own stone. You work with the stone. You get the whole process going. So that's pretty sweet. I'd love to do it, actually. And I've been harassing him, saying, dude, you should come to Europe. So if anybody is down for doing one of these 7-day seminars, fucking, that would be sweet. So email me, Sasha@sashapway.com, and I will try and arrange something really, really cool, actually, to get a bunch of dudes together, pick a cool city, and fucking get it to happen. I got a couple of friends, actually, who are already down for this. So if you are, drop me an email, and if there's enough of us, maybe we can make something happen. That'd be sweet. All right, I guess that's it.
as usual, going on too long, yapping around. But very interesting stuff. Crazy week for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I will check you guys out in the next podcast. All right. Much love. Peace out. See you then.